Hi there, Rod Curry here. We have a 1975 Honda 500T here. This was the next incarnation of the CB500T that was released in about 66 or 67, I think, depending where in the world you live. When the CB500T came out, it was pitched against the Triumph Bonneville and the BSA 65 and all of these overhead valve bikes. They've been selling us for the same bike in different guises for many years. And when it came out, it had double overhead cams, it had a twin leading shoe, it had electric start, it was fast, it looked great, it was sexy, it was Steve McQueen. It really was a gorgeous bike. BSA had a response to this, and in 1968ish they released a 441cc single thumper overhead valve bike, which was kickstart, and it was the same bike again. They've been selling us forever. Unsurprisingly, it was about as sexy as erectile dysfunction. Nobody, why would you buy that when you could buy a Honda CB450? The CB750 came out in 69ish, and of course everyone's gaze moved away from the CB450. But Honda had this great engine, this good bike, and it just got a bit softer and a bit fatter through the years. It put a bit of weight on, it got a bit more comfortable, and by the time this bike was released in 75, it wasn't Steve McQueen anymore, it was more John Lithgow, and it was a bit, it was kind of balding, a bit overweight, and had a mortgage and 3 kids. Nothing the matter with any of that. Does it make this a bad bike? Absolutely not. So this is straight as it came off the boat. I've never heard it run, I don't know if it runs, but I'm going to get it running right in front of you, and let's see how long it'll take. I suspect, just looking at the bike, it won't take long at all. It's so original, it's original right down to its mirror head, apart from the strange clothing, and we'll forgive it that for the time being. Okay, so let's see if we can get it going. Okay, here's the CB500T. It's a windy day, guys, so please forgive the wind noise that we're going to get when I step out of the protection of the house. So, it's in generally quite good condition. The exhaust look pretty good, although it's rotted through at the far side. It's dirty and grubby, but underneath that, and I think that's going to look alright. We'll see. The guys put a fairing on, which is a very strange thing to do, given he's also put these semi-rise ape hanger things on. And the whole point of this is, when you put your fairing on, the end of the bar's sitting there, not up here. So he's put the fairing on, which keeps the wind off his face, but his hands are out there on the cold. It just seemed to defeat it somewhat. However, I'm sure he thought it was a great idea at the time. We can laugh at the styling. You can't really compare the styling of yesterday with the standards of today. So I never laugh at these things, it's just how things were then. That is coming off, however, and I'll put some nice flatter bars on, some standard sized bars, and it'll look fine. So the front brake is seized. That's really common. They put this brake on, it's the same brake that went on the CB750, the CB500-4 and all the rest of it, and it's known for seizing up. But we'll get that freed off quite easily, and I'll do that in front of you. We'll take it, we'll pop it in the vise, we'll strip it down, we'll clean it, we'll put that back on, and I'll guarantee that brake will work a treat. The chrome is actually pretty nice. Let's have a look. Look at that. Little shine there. That'll come up okay. Wheels are lovely. Wheels are lovely. Tyres are good, which is always nice. Fork legs, yeah, not too bad. The headers are great. The alloy in the engine is all a bit sad looking, but that's hardly the end of the world, and you've seen we'll get that back without a problem. Little plates here on the end of the cam box. A bit scabby too, but that's alright. A piece of paint off the frame there, presumably from acid damage, and the exhaust looks alright there, but it actually rotted through on the far side, which is a real shame, because I just don't know where I'll get one, if I can find one at all. But I'll just kind of show you that if I can. Oh, can you see that in there? It's rotted right through, which is a real shame. That one's actually alright, so if I could find one it'd help. Back wheel's okay. These mounts that I think they've bent these down so they can put this luggage rack on, and the ones at the other side is the same. So I'll take the rack off and make that look a bit better. The seat is in really nice condition, as you can see. They made these bikes in 2 colours. This is Candy and Tara's red, and they did it also in a thing called Glory Brown. Dearie me. I don't know what to say about that, but however, it's only done 12,000 miles, and you'll agree, I hope, it's all in quite good fettle. So, what I'm going to do now, let's have a look under the seat as well. The seat hinges very strangely there, but there, there's no battery on it. That's okay, I've got batteries. The oil, I've had a look in there, and the oil is absolutely spotless, so that's a help, and the plugs look as if they're very clean as well. So let's get some hand tools, and we'll show you inside the tank as well. Look how clean that is. That is absolutely spanking, isn't it? So it's got lots going for it, and despite it sounded like I was damning it to hell when I started my preamble, this is going to make a nice bike. So let's stick a battery on it, get some hand tools, and we'll see what we do. Okay, first thing is I'm going to pop a battery on it. I've had to turn it round because the sun is the sun's quite bright, and the glare, the camera doesn't like it. So let's put a battery on this. Got one here. I fear I haven't. Which I have now. So let's try this one. Yeah, that'll go on. Don't like the way it sits in there, but never mind. Okay. This is one that came in from my friend Bob Green in Ohio. Bob supplied me with light, and he's really good at finding the kind of things I like to have. Okay, we're getting the lights up. Yeah, we've got a light up. Will it spin over on the starter? Probably not, because there's no starter button. Okay, okay. Okay, this doesn't sound the most healthy battery, but it's on, and it'll maybe kick up. So next thing, let's see if we can get some fuel into the engine. If necessary, we can just pop this ball off. Okay, that smells like petrol. Look, there's not a lot happening there, is there? Put that back in for a moment. Check the other side. I would normally do this in the workshop, but I've got so much stuff in there just now, and the one I've got on the stand. Has got no front wheel on, so let that carburetor drain. Okay, that's drained now. We'll get some nice clean fuel in it. I'll get the carbs filled up. Okay, some fuel, there's about a gallon in that tin, so let's hope that's enough. And while we're waiting, because that battery's not the best, let's put it on charge. It should be because of a new battery, but tell me why modern batteries are so bloody awful, but they are. Okay, that's taking some charge just now. Let's pop this fuel in. Good enough there. Fill the carbs up. Okay, we saw that we have some lights up, so let's see if we have a spark before making this to drain. Both sets of contact points live behind here, and there's one for each cylinder. So just need to make sure that they're clean, and when they break, you can hear the spark. Usually, you can hear the coil. You can hear the coil after producing the spark. Yeah, I can hear that cracking. That other set of points is actually open. Take that gently until they're closed. Great compressions. They're a fantastic engine. When they brought them out, people were a bit afraid of them. Okay, that one's not sparking. They were a bit afraid of them because they were seen to be kind of highly strung, and actually nothing could have been further from the truth. They had a torsion bar, the tappets were, the valve springs were a torsion bar rather than the standard valve spring, so people were a bit frightened of them and thought they'd be kind of highly strung and high maintenance and unreliable. And typical Honda, it just couldn't be further from the truth. They're a fantastic engine. I have one of these in my, I've got a CL50 of my own, a CL450. That I'll never sell, and I just love it so much. It's got this engine in, and they sound wild when you rev them. They just sound absolutely great. I dare say this won't, because it'll, you know, these are a bit, as I say, a bit middle-aged. Okay. Let's just give them a wipe with a clean piece of paper, and then put this back. I can never find a piece of clean paper when I want it. Momento. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, we're back. All I'm going to do, sometimes the contact point faces, when they've been stood for a while, they get contaminated. There might be a wee bit of oil on there, a little bit of something. So I've cleaned those up now, and then I'll just let that be gripped gently between the face, but not too tight that it pulls perhaps a little piece of paper off the edge. And that would hold it open. But just pull that gently through the face, and that'll clean that face up now that I've cleaned it with some emery. And you can maybe just see there's a little tiny bit of contamination on there. So that should start now, as long as I get alive here. Yeah, I can hear that sparking. I can leave that open now. It won't matter, it won't stop it running. That there. Right, let's see if we get any fuel through that carburettor now. Switch on to reserve, which it is indeed. Let's see if we get some fuel here. Yeah, that's filled up now. Make sure it's the same. Right, both carbs are full of clean fuel. We'll get this part. We've got compression. We've got a bathroom, not the best, although it's a new one. So, these require just a sniffer choke to start, and as soon as it starts I'll knock that choke off. But I don't know if it'll start on the starter button. Let's get that off. Okay, let's see if it'll kick up. You have that, that's promising. success. I know I'm going to get in trouble with Melanie for not wearing the gear, but forgive me, Mel. I just want to see if this thing gets all the gears and doesn't jump out of gear and this gets done. So we'll be coming past in a second. Melanie, I meant Melissa, sorry Mel. I think that's testimony to the quality of old Hondas and to the impetuousness and stupidity of ageing Scotsmen. So the bike really rides nicely. As I said, it's got no front brake just now, but that'll be something we can sort out very quickly. And I'm going to take all this nonsense off here because it's cracked through the tubing there and I don't like it anyway. So I tend to put them back to being absolutely original and bog standard if I possibly can, and that's what I'll do with this one. So these need to come off and put some nicer bars on, but one way or another I'm really pleased with that for kind of half an hour's effort. We've got a result here. We know the engine's good, we know it doesn't jump out of gear, and the tyres are good. You know, it's got lots and lots of good stuff going for it, this old bike. So nice to get a win after the fight we had with a little CL350, which is ongoing. So talk to you soon.